Hello from Keble College, Oxford. My name's India. I'm the Access and Outreach Officer here, and I'm going to let you know how to get the most out of your Oxford Open Day. Firstly, make sure that you take a look at the Open Days page on the Oxford website. This is where you can view all of the timetables for what's on during the Open Day. These are the only days of the year when every single undergraduate college and every single department for the subjects are open to visitors at the same time, and each part of the university coordinates its very own timetable. There's also an information centre which isn't college or department specific and which runs sessions on things like fees and funding, applying from overseas, and also careers, to name but a few. This can make it all quite overwhelming for visitors who are not yet familiar with the way that our university is structured, so it's definitely worth putting in a little bit of planning time before you come. The University Open Day page invites you to register your details if you're interested in coming to an open day. This means that you'll receive updates from Oxford, but it's not required to be able to actually come along. Some sessions in different colleges and departments also require pre-booking, but this will be marked on the timetables. And at Keble, we like to keep things really simple for our visitors, so we don't require any pre-booking for any of our sessions or tours. We are always talking about course choice for prospective students and how it's your most important decision when it comes to going to uni. As such, I think the first place that you need to scope out on an open day is the department for the course that you'd like to apply for. Departments are subject-specific parts of the university and are usually where students will go for things like lectures, working in laboratories, and sometimes specific libraries. There will be subject-specific staff present in the departments, and all of the admissions advice there will be tailored specifically towards your course. Some departments even do things like taster lectures or mock interviews, which are really interesting as well as really useful. Departments aren't as easy to visit as colleges, and most aren't actually open to visitors at all outside of open days, so it's really important to make this a priority stop. Once you've worked out when you're visiting your department, it's time to start thinking about colleges. If you're not familiar with Oxford's colleges and how they work, we do have a useful video which I think you'll find really helpful. The short explanation is that colleges are our students' home bases and where they experience student life and also small group teaching. They don't have an impact on the academic side of things, but you can express a preference for a college on your UCAS form. Before you come to Oxford for an open day, please make sure that you check which colleges do your course. Not every single one will teach every single subject. So for example, at Keble, we offer biology and chemistry, but not biochemistry, and we offer French and Spanish, but not German, just to give a couple of examples. It's sensible to make a note of a handful of colleges which particularly appeal to you. And you can look up things like how much accommodation is available, where the colleges are, or even how old they are before you visit. Please don't try to visit all of the colleges in one day. 4 or 5 is plenty, and any of our colleges will give you helpful insight into what it's like to be a student at Oxford. If we do offer your course, I'd obviously recommend dropping into Keble as part of your day. We do have a few talks and panel sessions scheduled, mainly in the afternoon, and are open all day for tours. Like all colleges, the stars of the show on the open days are our friendly student ambassadors who represent a whole range of subjects and different backgrounds. Staff members like me will also be on hand to welcome guests and answer questions, but our visitors seem to gain the most insight and fun from chatting to our students and hearing firsthand what it's like to live and study here. Sometimes people find it useful to put together some questions about the things that matter the most to them to ask in each of the colleges they visit, and perhaps you could make a note of these wherever you've built your provisional schedule for the day. I would probably do this as like a note on my phone. It's also helpful to decide what's an absolute must-do and what can be a bit more flexible. Oxford is an amazing city to visit, and sometimes it's the things that you stumble upon unexpectedly which are the most helpful or inspiring. Finally, we don't want you to stress about coming to an open day. Checking out the timetables ahead of time and making a loose plan for the day is a great shout, but overthinking the questions that you ask or the people that you meet on the day is just not necessary. Open days don't actually help us to make admissions decisions, and they are totally here for you to help you make yours. You don't have to speak to specific members of academic staff or feel like you have to have loads in common with the students that you meet, although you might actually be surprised by how relatable they are when you do meet them. We are here to answer your questions and to offer you advice, and we also want you to come here to enjoy the atmosphere, soak it up, and also explore what Oxford could offer you. Hope to see you on our next open day. Bye!